So that's right, after nearly 13 years, I did something recently that I'd never done before. I sacked someone. Well, I say someone, I sacked a client. Enough is enough. I told them they had to go. To put it more professionally, I served them with a 30-day notice of termination. That's right, you heard me correctly. I told a customer that paid us for a service that they would need to go and find an alternate IT supplier. I got close to it once, but in nearly 13 years of business, I've never done that before. And I felt quite proud of myself. But don't get me wrong, this wasn't a decision I took lightly. It was after 6 to 8 weeks of service. And now, I mean, in the past I would never have done that, but now we're in more of a fortunate position, shall we say, that we can do that if I feel that something isn't quite right. So I've been running Vox IT for, as I said, nearly 13 years ago. So I think it's fair to say that I have a little bit of experience. I know when to trust my instincts, or I've learned when to trust my instincts. And to be honest, I should have paid more attention to them from the very beginning, really, because when you're in an initial sales meeting with someone and they say, and I quote, "Yeah, current guy, I say jump and he says how high," then I should have really trusted my instincts and just walked away. But you know what? I just gave him the benefit of the doubt. Which, as this goes on, you'll find out came to bite me in the bum. So today is good framing, Scott. Today is a working from home day. Which basically means I'm going to be ripping up some lino to have it replaced with some new lino or vinyl flooring or whatever it's called nowadays. We're giving the house a little spruce. All of the bathrooms are getting some paint, lino. The rest of the house is getting a fresh lick of paint. All the woodwork's getting updated, getting some rug. We've been here 6 years and we decorated it all obviously when we moved in, but since then we haven't done anything, and the wife's getting itchy feet, and although I think it looks fine, when normally it's the other way around, she wants to give it a spruce, so that's what we're doing. And today is lino day, so I'm going to be chopping up some lino. I have no idea where to start. I'm probably about my limit when it comes to anything DIY related, because as I said in previous videos, I'm absolutely awful at DIY. I mean, I've gotten better over the years. I can put up a photo frame or screw something into the wall now without actually causing the wall to collapse, which is pretty good. But it's just not in my jeans. DIY just isn't in my jeans or my joggers to that point. Today's a casual day if you hadn't been able to see that. So back onto this this client sacking. Let's just bring that in a little bit. So like I said, I sacked a client. What was wrong was basically the attitude and manner in which they approached us with absolutely everything. It was just all wrong in my opinion. To me, maybe being old-fashioned, a little bit of gratitude and courtesy will just go a long, long way. Now, I'd only dealt, actually I think any of the guys have only actually dealt with the two directors at this company. So when that attitude comes from the top, it kind of sets the tone for everything. Now, you're probably thinking something I've already contemplated. What does it matter in the manner or the approach in which they take? You're getting paid for a service. Get on and do your job, right? We're not paid enough to be made to feel silly or stupid, or to have every decision or bit of information that we offer to be questioned to the nth degree, and we have to justify every single email that's been sent, every reason, every decision for everything, when actually a lot of the problems aren't anything to do with us and we just inherit them from previous suppliers, or they're just problems with you. I may be coming across a little bitter, and that isn't my intent at all, because I'm not bitter. It's just life, it's just the way it is, to be honest with you. And being bitter just isn't me. I am not a bitter person, and I really don't like confrontation. So for someone that doesn't like confrontation, you can imagine how difficult it was for me to serve this 30 days of notice and then have to talk to both directors to, again, justify it, or as they put it, to understand it from my side, which is fair enough. Sorry, you're seeing a lot of toilets in this video, aren't you? So after various requests lacking any information, after a lot of bad manners, a lot of one-worded replies, a lot of days between replies, a demand for working late on a Friday, and yes, Microsoft is a big company, but sometimes they do make mistakes with update, and no, I don't know why you decided not to purchase a PDF editor. I decided enough was enough. And actually, this came after I woke up on a Friday morning to yet another email blaming us for something that was nothing to do with us and basically stemmed from a lack of information from their side. And I decided, you know what I did before this was I actually started to question myself. What are we doing wrong? We don't get this with other people. We must be doing something wrong. And it was after that email I decided to seek a reference from the previous supplier. Although in the reference, obviously everything had to be taken with a pinch of salt. They basically said and summarized everything that we'd been experiencing. They'd experienced exactly the same, and they told us that it was them that served notice on the client rather than the client leaving them. And that kind of made me feel better, made me understand, you know what, actually, it wasn't us, it wasn't our service, it wasn't what we were offering, it was just the client, it was just the way they were. So I served them the notice, and that's when I had to have the conversation with the two directors. Guys just left and the flooring's all done, and it looks pretty good. I like it. So I had the call with the directors and I explained the situation and explained the issues as best I could, as professionally as I could. I gave some examples and I said to them it's probably best that we leave the relationship here before it turned sour. I didn't want to sour anything, I didn't want to burn any bridges. I just didn't feel that our two companies were the right mix. But unfortunately, they didn't really see it like this. They wanted me to finish off a job that in my mind I'd already completed. I'd spent more than enough time on site. Actually, I quoted 1.5 hours on site, and I was on site over 2 days for maybe 5 or 6 hours, fixing issues with kit on site. There was nothing to do with us. In fact, I'd even given them my own hardware to help overcome some of this. But of course, that was completely forgotten about because it was of no benefit to them and didn't aid their argument. No gratitude, and that was completely forgot about. I tried to explain the situation. I tried to give examples and comparative analysis of, look, I couldn't actually do the job because of your kit, not because I didn't want to. And actually, if you wanted me to spend more time on site, fine, I'll come back and do it, but I'm gonna need to charge you for it. And this didn't go down too well. Cut a long story short, when all argument and intellect failed them, they just resorted to petty insults and left it there, which only went to actually justify my decision and my opinion on them in the first place. So you know what, I feel kind of gratified in that I made the right decision. So the moral of this story is to trust your instincts from the offset early on. Sometimes giving people benefit of the doubt doesn't actually work and ends up biting you in the bum, which I experienced to the tune of around £350 worth of hardware that I had paid for. And of course they thought it only fair that I'd give them this hardware. What? Of course you're going to think it's fair that you don't have to pay for any of the hardware that I ordered and paid for on your behalf. Seriously, some people. So I learnt my lesson and I won't be making that mistake again. If this video has taught you anything, give it a like, a thumbs up, a subscribe would be great. Let me know in the comments box below if you have any comments, questions or feedback. And from a quite subdued video today, hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, internet.
Throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Why they throwing shade on me, like they ashamed on me? I thought, what age are we?